All right. Welcome to On The Sideline. I'm your host. Today we're here with Coach Big O.
What's good?
Coach Evan Hearn.
How we doing?
And our special guest from Olney, head coach and athletic director, Mr. Chris Tobola. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, guys. Appreciate you having us.
So as you know, we have you here. We don't have the means to get to every sideline or to sit down with you guys in your locations to get a preview. Coach Evan Hearn came up with the idea. Let's see if they'll come in and see us. And, I mean, we got a pretty cool – this is a pretty sweet table.
I like the table. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get it in the back of my truck.
If you can,
Yeah, we ain't gonna do
pretty
that.
heavy.
That just barely fit in here. Anyway, so we're starting this little preview of the 940 Sports. You got the newspaper, you got people saying this and that, and what expectations, blah blah blah. But we thought, okay, let's get the head coach. They're going to be the best source for what we want and what the people want. So we appreciate you coming in, making the drive, and we'll go ahead and get started with Coach Evan Hearn.
All right, Coach. Like Jeff said, we appreciate you being a part of On The Sideline for our football preview. So tell us about yourself, where you come from, how did you get started, and how you ended up in Olney, Texas.
Sure, absolutely. I'm a coach's kid, so this is born and bred into me. My dad was a coach for over 35 years in Texas. I've been doing it. I'm going into my 25th year. I've been a little bit everywhere, South Texas, all the way up to North Texas now, and everywhere in between. I was a special teams coordinator in Tomball for the last 6 years. We had some really good success. I had some really good mentors down there. Just looking to make a move closer to Lubbock. Got some family over at Red Raider land, and Olney just seemed like a great place, great education for my young one, and a great place to start building something special.
Very good.
So this is your first head coaching job, as you said. So you're coming from Tomball, the Houston area, 5A, 6A schools. So what was it about the Olney community or Olney job that stood out to you?
Well, actually, this is going to be my third head coaching
Okay,
job.
sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. When I was doing my research, it was all about the community. It was all about what they have to offer. Olney's education is one of the top in the area. Having a kid in school, I got to keep that real. And so. Need a good place, a good location, a place that cares about kids.
Yes, sir.
When I interviewed, and the superintendent said, "Man, this is a place that this is a kid zone. This is a kid place. We love these kids, and that's something you can't pass up." As a coach, you don't make enough money to just worry about the coaching and all that. You got to have a good place with good kids and good admin and good schools. So Olney stood out. It was a good opportunity, and we made the move.
Okay, Coach. So knowing that you didn't coach there last year at Olney, but I'm pretty sure that you've done your research. You know what the program had to offer. And so I would ask, how many seniors graduated left Olney last year? That'd be the first part of the question.
Oh, that's a tough question because it seems like the whole team. They had a huge senior class last year. We graduated a ton, and that's going to be one of our weaknesses. We're young. We're a young team. We got the pieces. But we're a young team. We had a lot of senior leadership last year. We're only returning 5 kids that have played, a considerable amount. Some of the other ones have gotten their foot wet, but it's going to be tough in the early going because we're going to get some guys out there playing Friday Night Lights for the first time.
Okay, so with that being said, Coach, being not a new head coach, being a vet in the coaching world, you've been doing it for 25 years. How important is it to be a new coach, to have young kids, to be able to leave your impression on those kids in building a new program?
Well, I think it's just the opportunity to build a participation level. You know, we have a small senior class. We have a good senior class now. You know, the 5-6 kids that we got coming out that are seniors, they're all going to be playmakers for us. But having that young group and having that opportunity to get a second year, a third year, a fourth year, you know, is going to be a big deal. We've got some young grades coming up. We can build our participation level up. We didn't have a JV last year. We'll have a JV this year. You know, we got the junior high going with numbers and things like that. So that's one of the big deals is having youth to where you can build upon. You know, if you're having to replace 15 seniors a year at the 2A level, man, that's a difficult situation.
Yep.
And so I would much rather be in the situation we're at. By no means are we going to sit here and say, hey, this is just a year. We're gonna wait for next year because we got the kids that can play, and we want to go now.
So to touch on that just a little bit, you mentioned new head coach, a lot of young new players. How important to you is it that you get in there right away and start getting those kids to buy into what you're bringing to the table?
Well, see, that was kind of one of the drawbacks, and that's what I told them in the interview is now's the time. We got to go. We can't drag our feet anymore. I didn't get in until June 1st. You know, my kids were already in summer workouts. They were already in 7-on-7 leagues and things like that, and we had to hit the ground running. We have to build the culture right now. We didn't have an off season and those kind of things, but we weren't going to waste away. We got up here 7-on-7, playing City View, playing Holiday, playing Seymour, some of those teams, Vernon, and we're not a 7-on-7 team. We hadn't played 7-on-7 in probably 4 or 5 years, and so just our kids getting out and competing, seeing some other talent. Being able to throw it around a little bit. I mean, we ran the veer for a long time in Olney, so I mean the forward pass is an option pitch, and so that's something that's new, and so I think that goes along with it. Everything is new, so it wasn't too hard because we just said, hey, we're scrapping it, let's go, we're going new. And everything that we do from now on is what we're going to do. We ain't worried about last year. We ain't worried about any of the stuff that has gone on in the past.
At Orthopedics Express, our primary focus is delivering exceptional care to patients with orthopedic injuries such as sprains, strains, broken bones, and joint pain. You'll receive the expert care you need when you need it most. Simply walk in or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Located inside the Center for Advanced Orthopedics, Orthopedics Express is your fast track to orthopedic care.
So real quick, so you mentioned you did do 7-on-7 this year, and you were playing obviously up against bigger schools that are already developed, or may already be going in their culture and all that good stuff. And you were able to participate with 7-on-7. Mm-hmm. How did you guys do, and what was something that might have stood out and excites you about looking forward to the 11-man season?
Well, the communication. We started off the season. The first time I walked out there, I said, "Oh man, we got kids that can play, but we're not talking. We're not communicating. Do we understand what the game is?" And, we really stressed that. We really started talking about it in the weight room. We started talking about it in the summer workouts and things like that. And as we went on, the communication level picked up. The aggressiveness picked up. The hanging the heads, that started disappearing. The teams I just named off, they got dudes. And we're rolling out there and competing. They'd hit us with a big play, we'd go again, and that was a thing that has not happened in the past. Just talking to people is that fight, and that's what we're pushing right now is just fighting back. Don't let somebody put it on you and you just take it. You got to come out swinging too.
Coach, a little bit just to piggyback off of that, and then we want to give you an opportunity to just kind of highlight some of the players that you got coming in this year. Of course, my son does attend City View, so I was able to come out there. He doesn't play any skills, but I always like watching. The Olney, to me, with them being a newly coached team, they have a lot of potential. That's one thing. And then one thing that I would say the week to week, starting week one, and then when all the 7-on-7 stuff ended, they were a completely different team. And I think the hard part for the viewers to understand is you're not out there coaching them because you're not. So 7-on-7 in the summertime is not something that the coaches are coaching, but they are able to come out and watch, kind of see tendencies and things like that. And it was very fascinating for me to know that there was a new coach, new system, how well these kids on their own, not being coached, but on their own, are adapting and picking up that system.
Yeah, and that was the big thing is when like I said, when I went out that first week, they didn't know me from anybody. My first interview was their last day of school, so I knew none of the kids. I knew one of the coaches. I mean, it was a bad situation, and I went out there the first time, and I said, "Oh man, we got some work to do," and we put ourselves in some good shape. We got after it a little bit in the weight room. We got out there. They started throwing the ball around. Our numbers in summer workouts started increasing. And, we saw improvements. And that's what I told them. I said, I don't care wins and losses right now. I need you to get better each day. And they're answering the bell.
So to continue with that, who are some of the key players that you would, and I know coaches sometimes it's hard to just kind of name because you don't want to feel like you're leaving anybody out, but every team has dudes.
Yeah.
So who are some of the dudes for the Olney Tigers this year?
Well, I'm gonna have to start with Cameron McCormick. He could play anywhere for us. He's probably going to end up starting at quarterback for us. He could play in the slot. He could play running back. He could play anywhere in the back seven on defense. I mean, he's going to be a guy. He's a 4-year starter. He's going to be one of our guys. Ryland Carter is going to be another guy that's going to be a force. Again, we're changing offenses, so there's going to be some differences and things like that. We got wide receivers for the first time. Running the veer, you're a wide receiver, but you're really a blocker. You're a wide tackle.
Wide tackle.
Slot is a wide guard. And so, you get into a situation like that, and so you start throwing the ball around. All of a sudden, some of these kids start coming out of the woodwork.
There you go.
We've knocked on some doors and got some new kids out. Some kids that kind of went away from it. And so. Jamarcus Collins, Tucker Cortez, Juan Castillo, they were all wide receiver guys for us, slot receivers and stuff. They're going to be phenomenal. We've got some pieces. I am not going to shy away from the 10 games that are on our schedule. That's not happening here.
But that's a perfect way to segue into our next question.
I'm good. I'm good at this.
There you go. Tell us about your non-district schedule.
Well, we open up first scrimmage out of the box with Windthorst, and so if you want to get your mind right in a hurry, you're going to get your mind right in a hurry with that. We follow that up with Haskell, and then we're off. We have the fortunate opportunity of playing in a college stadium at McMurray on week 1. We're playing a neutral site Thursday night game versus Reagan County.
Okay.
Travel got to us on that. From what I understand, realignment just kind of fell through when the district came out and they went scrambling, and Reagan County was the scramble. And so we had agreed to play at a neutral site. We hooked it up with McMurray. We're going to follow that with Petrolia and Electra before we take a little week off. And then we'll get back with Chico and Crosbyton. So, I mean, it's not a bad schedule, but it's not one that you're going to say, hey, we're going to walk in the park on this. Then we come back with district. And, I mean, I'll put our district against anybody in the state with Holly and Stanford in there. And then, of course, you got Cisco. And even on the down year, Cisco's good. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we got a battle ahead of us. You know, Anson's got seniors all over the field. And then you got Abilene TLCA. So we're fired up. We're excited about it. You know, it's a different mindset right now with our kids. Like I said, we got some young kids that, I mean, they ain't played in Friday nights. Mm-hmm. We got to see what they can do. But they also are not used to sitting there and playing these teams. So it's going to be eye-opening. We're going to have to hug them and love them a little bit. We gotta have some success through those first 5 games, but, you know, we'll see what happens.
So you went into your district schedule, which is great. And like you said, your non-district schedule you did not get to do, but the purpose of having that tough games is to prepare yourself for district. Like you said, Holly's been in there who's been at the state title game. So with a young team coming back, you're going to learn a lot from your team early on in your non-district schedule.
Oh, absolutely, because, I mean, we're going to open up with TLCA, and then we're on the road in Holly. Mm-hmm. And the Abels kid at quarterback and his brother at wide receiver and some of those dudes slinging it all over the place. You know, I have a little relationship with the dad. His dad, Coach Abels, Mitch Abels there at Holly, coached with my dad at Seguin, and mm-hmm. so I've kind of kept up with him, and yeah, man, they got a team, you know, and then it goes downhill. I mean, we got Anson, we got Stanford, we get those at home, but then we finish up on the road at Cisco, and so you know, our kids are you're going to have some eye-opening experiences, you know, but the thing is, in a 6-team district, win 2 games, find a way in. Mm-hmm. You know, when I was at Tomball, we finished 4th 3 years in a row. We played 11 playoff games. So, I mean, get in. Somehow. Get in. Yep. Somehow. Get in and then see what happens. You know, and that would be a huge thing in Olney Cub land.
Okay, Coach, let's talk a little football for a second. So you're coming to Olney. Of course, it seems like you want to get out of the old ways of running that veer offense. So I would first question, part of the question is are you more of an offense or defensive minded guy? And then the second part of it, what's going to be the Olney's offense and defensive philosophies for this season?
Well, you're going to ask a question that I'm not going to answer, because I'm going to tell you right now I'm a special teams guy. Okay. We're going to focus on all 3 phases. Okay. Special teams, we're going to take some chances. We're going to look to get the ball back. I mean, that's what we're going to hang our hat on. Defense, I've been a defensive coordinator at Corsicana, Del Rio. You know, I had the unfortunate opportunity when I was at Corsicana to defend Patrick Mahomes. And so
but that was fun.
He ought to be giving you some money back then.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the therapy that he put me through, he should be paying for that. But you know, defense has always been my deal. But you know, offensively, you know, we're going to spread it out a little bit, but we're going to run the football. I mean, if you can't run the football, you can't win football games. I believe that. I mean, Tech, for instance, they run an air raid. They're running the football, you know. And so when you look, the most successful teams have the opportunity to run the football, throw when they need to, and that's what we're going to do. But we're going to take some chances on special teams, keep teams honest, and get after their tail.
The realtor we trust is Kim Roark, given to others with love. Kim was raised in this community and has been selflessly serving for over 20 years. Kim encourages everyone to thrive in their purpose. Kim is part of the Homes for Heroes program, where she gives back a portion of her commissions from each closing to all military, firefighters, law enforcement, healthcare, and educators who use her services. Whether you're looking to buy or sell, Kim is the realtor for you. Go check out the website at homesforheroes.com. Since starting from scratch in 2020 by longtime resident of Clay County, Bob Belcher, Duck Creek Disposal has quickly become one of the most trusted waste disposal service and dumpster rental companies serving the 940 community and the surrounding areas. Local to the core, they take immense pride in being a part of the Wichita Falls community. Duck Creek Disposal's deep roots mean that every customer is treated like a neighbor. Their promise is to guarantee the best customer experience in the area, and they live by it. Whether you're a homeowner, contractor, or business, they've tailored their services to suit varied requirements. Bob's hands-on approach and belief in personal connection means that when you call Duck Creek Disposal, you're experiencing a standard of service that Bob himself envisioned. You talk to real people, not a machine. Go give Bob a call at 940-257-5660. Serving the 940 community for 12 years, Allegiance Electric and Controls is the trusted go-to for commercial and industrial electrical solutions. Contact them for reliable, tailored services to keep your operations running smoothly. Please call or visit their website at aecllc.com. For all your paving and concrete needs, we trust Freeman Paving, LLC. Located in Vernon, Texas, Freeman Paving is our recommended business for concrete, paving, and dirt work. They have over 20 years of experience working right here in our community. Next time you need any concrete work, give them a call, 940-552-9496. If you're looking to treat yourself to a delicious dessert, then Yogurt Journey is the place to be. Yogurt Journey offers 12 delicious flavors of frozen yogurt with over 60 topping options. If you want something warm instead, stop by to enjoy an amazing funnel cake, fried Oreos, fried brownies, or fried candy. Yogurt Journey also offers frozen yogurt rolls, waffle frozen yogurt rolls, and smoothies. If you need a cake for your next celebration, Yojo provides custom frozen yogurt cakes. Yogurt Journey is located on Kemp Street across from Barwise Middle School and is open daily from 12 to 9 p.m. For all your roofing related needs, we choose Assured Roofing and Construction. At Assured Roofing and Construction, their hard work is based off honesty, loyalty, and integrity, ensuring that every customer gets what they deserve and is happy and stress-free throughout the entire process. When any storm damage occurs to your roof, gutters, fencing, or siding, Assured will have you covered and help you from the initial free inspection to filing your claim, meeting with adjusters, and getting your damaged property fixed properly. Give AJ a call at 940-782-1194. Okay, so we'll switch a little bit over, not so much about the football side of things, but you being a new head coach in Olney, you've been a head coach before, but what are some things maybe or something that you've done in the past or that you may look to do starting this year, like a tradition-wise or maybe the way you line up for stretching or the way, something that you've done in the past that you're bringing to Olney and, something that we may not know being on the outside?
Well, be honest with you, I'm not a reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to bring a tradition of winning. That's what I want to bring. That's the situation there. We're going to do what's best for the kids. I'm not a drill a day guy. YouTube some videos or things like that. We're going to be set. We're going to bring music out to the practice field. I told the kids that the first day. They all looked at me like I was crazy. But Western Wednesdays and all those kind of things. We're going to get after it a little bit, have a little fun. That's the big deal. We're going to try and breathe some life into the program. Tradition I want to bring is winning. That's one of the big deals. But we're going to do it a little different than they've done in the past. We're going to have structure. We're going to have discipline. We're going to have a heck of a culture. I can tell you that. Our culture is going to be everywhere. We're going to talk about it every day. We're going to live it every day, but we're going to breathe some life into it. We're going to be exciting. We want our kids to have fun. We want our kids to hang out with us. So,
yes, sir. So a question I have, I don't know why I didn't say nothing. I'm sorry to all of the guys that play in the trenches. That's my bad. How are y'all guys going to look this season up front as far as defense and offensive line play?
Well, to be honest with you, I think we're going to be pretty good. I mean, if if you're running the veer, you know, you're gonna put your offensive line in there. I think we're going to have a pretty good set right now. We got some kids, Rico Sandoval, Peyton Bedford, Lucas Rogers. We think we can put some kids out there that can run around a little bit. I mean, we're going to pull quite a bit. We're not going to do a whole bunch of zone and different things like that. I mean, we'll zone. You know, everybody zones, right? But we're going to try and get some guys out in space. We're going to use our speed and our, you know, there's not a whole lot of giant guys running around the halls there in Olney. So we're going to try and use our size and those kind of things to our advantage. Kind of a backwards way of thinking, but you know, we're going to try and get out in some space. We're going to try and get some angles, try and move the ball a little bit. Defensively, I think we'll be fine. You know, again, we're a little undersized, but we're bringing a little different defense. We're going to go to a 4-man front, a little more pressure. You know, some different things that I've done in the past, and try and get after somebody.
And you mentioned that you got a late start, but from what I can hear, and I'm excited about, you know, the amount of enthusiasm you're bringing to Olney, like you said, breathing that back into that culture. You talked about seniors being gone and how you have 5. So what is to expect of the Olney Cubs this year?
Well, I think you better get ready. You know, we're going to coach the heck out of them. I got some dudes. I've been very fortunate. I picked up 2 hires right off the bat with some serious experience, especially in a small school. They're great guys. They've been in the building the last couple of weeks, building relationships with these kids. Kids love them. God dang it, I keep buying them meals because they're working their tails off. You know, the Mexican food restaurant there in town is gonna love me because they keep bringing the coaches
Shout
in
out.
there. You know, and so
Give them a couple free meals a week.
and so you know, they're working their tails off. The coaches are, and the kids are buying into it. The kids are starting to hold each other accountable and things like that. You know, it's exciting. It really is. I got a great administration. It's unbelievable. The superintendent, the principals, everybody. It's just been a really good deal, you know, and it's fast and furious. You know, I talked about, you know, being kind of behind the 8 ball coming in late, but we can't worry about, you know, what we don't have or what we didn't have. We got to worry about what we can do right now, and we got to hit the floor running, and we got to go. We got to go.
So my last question for you, Coach, it's my signature question. I call it the big old special. He be hating on me, you know, about my special. But Coach, you could appreciate this question. So it's 2-part question. Well, 3-part. I'm changing it.
It was 3
3-part. So the first part of that question is what is your favorite place to eat at in Olney?
Favorite place right now is San Jose. San Jose is the Mexican food restaurant there. I walk in there, they know it's unsweet tea in the San Antonio platter. I mean, it's down.
Right.
It's,
Already.
And
It's
June
down.
the 1st, and he already got it.
Already,
It's gonna be
that's
named
good.
after you. very
It's
soon.
down, but I'm gonna be real honest with you, and I can't, you know, the little West Texas that I had in me. I mean, you can't pass up an all subs burrito.
All right,
mean,
there you
There
go.
it is. We've got
There
that.
you
We've
go.
had that mentioned a couple
Yeah.
times.
If you ain't hitting an all subs burrito, you in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Awesome for sure. They
Beef
also,
and bean, or is it beef and cheese?
Beef and bean.
Beef and bean.
No
Now,
chimmy.
my guy.
None of that chimmy stuff.
Yeah, chimichanga. Come on now.
you gotta get it.
A real West Texas coach eating beef and bean, baby.
Let's
So
get it.
Olney also has there's a burger place there that's pretty good that they have. It's like a little small little shack. It's I can't think of the name of it. I mean, it might be called the Hub or something like that, but it's
Yeah, so that's the thing. I take big boys to eat. We might have the biggest staff in the state of Texas. And per capita, we large. So when you start
We large.
That's a
yeah.
snippet.
So when you start talking about a small little place, those aren't the ones we hang out much.
One burger. It's rude to order 3 burgers for one person.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite pregame meal?
Favorite pregame? You know what? I'm not much of a pregame guy. I need a Coke Zero and some quiet. That's me. I'll probably get a salad, some kind of chicken,
Okay.
But I just try and get my mind right and get after it a little bit.
Okay. A typical, like, I know you haven't had a chance to coach in the Olney clubs yet, but what's typically something that you like to feed the kiddos?
Well, I'm a big pasta guy. I want to get a little carb in them, but I want to get a little protein in them. One of my big deals that we try and do during half times have some things readily available for them too. Some applesauce, some pickle juice, some Nutri-Grain bars, things like that. Keep them going, but. Yeah, we want to start off with a good little meal, and then, man, you got to follow that up after the game with a double meat Whataburger.
You got Whataburger in Olney?
No, but when we travel, we're going to have Whataburger. Even if I got to travel around the world, we're going to go to Whataburger.
Kids gonna be eating good and on.
Yeah,
he said they didn't have size. They'll be getting it.
Yeah, that's the thing. We trying to plump them up a little bit. But that's always been a thing with me is hey, get that double meat and you get that double cheese after the dub.
Yes, sir.
Refresh your ride during the Thrill of Summer sales event at Nissan of Wichita Falls. Come see our great lineup of new Nissans, including the all-new Nissan Rogue and the new 2024 Nissan Frontier. Nissan of Wichita Falls has a huge selection of pre-owned vehicles and a service staff of certified Nissan technicians, backed by the best parts department in Texoma. We're locally owned and operated with a sales team you can trust at Nissan of Wichita Falls.
So, I usually ask a question like, what is it like for you, game day morning from start to finish? But it's maybe a little bit different from, or you don't really know exactly this year. But I guess you have been a head coach in the past. So just give us an idea of what it's like for you as a coach from the time you wake up game day to the time you go to bed.
Usually game day, I'm up early. I'm probably going to be watching some film. I'll probably call some of my buddies around the state, just chit chat with them, kind of try and make it through the day. I've been fortunate to do it a long time, have a network of guys, just text some buddies and see how they're doing, see how things are going to go that night for them. Try and keep my mind off of us. I mean, if you get to Friday and you ain't ready, then you did a bad job for the last 4 or 5 days. And so I try and stay away from us. Try and keep it calm. I'll walk the halls a little bit, see some teachers, see some kiddos, make my rounds around the lunchroom, things like that. Just try and just stay chill. And then I'm pretty quiet and reserved up until game time. Then it's the lights are on. So, it's one of those things. I try and save all my energy for that night. So,
you a big participant at the pep rallies?
I'll be honest with you, and I'm probably not supposed to say this, but I hate pep rallies. That was always a thing. For the kids, for the cheerleaders, all that stuff, but I just don't get behind all the games and all that stuff. I'm a focus guy.
You got a different focus.
Yeah, I'm a focus guy. Every time you have a pep rally, something different happens. I sure as heck don't want to see, a 250-pound lineman on top of somebody's shoulders running around, playing some game, throwing balloons or something. And that scares the bejesus out of me. And I just like focus. I like standard. I want to know what we're doing every minute of the day. This is how it's going to be. This is how it's going to go. When I can't control it, I'm not a big fan of it. But yeah, I ain't afraid either. If I got to do something, I got to do something. But I'm gonna shy away from jumping in, haul in on a pep rally.
I don't blame you. So I guess we're trying to I guess, get to know you as a head coach. What are some of the things additionally as a head coach? Are you teaching classes this year? Is that a requirement? No.
No, sir.
Okay, well, that might be a good thing. But do you have other things that you do as a head coach that may not be typical for another head coach that you know of?
No, not really. I mean, I really try and take advantage of being the athletic director. That's one of the key things. When I interviewed, I told them, I said, "Look, man, I want to be the athletic director too." You know, I mean, yeah, coaching football and all that, but getting to be around the volleyball team and the basketball teams and all those kind of things, that's how you build relationships. Drop by the ag barn. I'm actually going back by the school. I bought an ag project that they had left over. I got to go get my ag project. You know, I'm big into all those kind of things and hanging around, seeing the different kids, seeing them do different things. That's one of the great things about Olney is all these kids do everything, from academics to band to to athletics, and so getting to see them compete and have fun, man, that's the bonus right there.
So I think before we actually got on air, you mentioned that your son is he eighth? He's going to be an eighth grader, or is he coming into high school?
I got an eighth grader. He's coming into eighth grade. He's going to get to play for us. At Tomball, he was a class. Oh man, I would say about 850 kids in his class. So he's going to roll in there with about 40 kids in his class. So he's going to difference. He's going to get to do everything, and that's what we talked about. You want to raise an animal, you want to do this, you want to do that, whatever it is, man. And so he kind of got into it, played some summer basketball, which he didn't play basketball last year. So he's had some fun. And then, my two youngest ones, before we went to Tomball, they got the small school benefits. And so I wanted to see him get it as well. You know, we spend so much time with everybody else's kids and lose so much sleep over everybody else's kids. I want my kid to enjoy it too, and this was an opportunity. Like I said, Olney was a great place. It's a kid place, and that was a good thing for my kiddo.
So you mentioned the importance of becoming the athletic director. How far is your reach into? I mean, is it to sixth grade? Is it to? Do you have any reach into the elementary schools, or what what is your goal? I guess because if you plan to be here for a while, you got to start getting down there with the younger kids and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get all the way down. My wife's a second grade teacher. I want to go all the way down as far as I can go. We've got to get little dribblers picked back up in our town. Our little league, we got to get that going again. We've got a pretty good football program going with our younger ones, but we're going to try and do some summer 7-on-7 with the younger grade kids, and we're going to try and get our kids, our high school kids, to coach them, so that we can build some culture with those kids, some leadership skills and those kind of things. Because in the grand scheme of things, winning and losing is great, but when they walk across that stage, I want to make sure that they are successful citizens.
Yes, sir.
I don't want them to hang out on the streets of Olney, Texas. I want them to provide. I want them to be a part. I want them to be great moms and dads and everything that goes along with the real world. And so that's a big deal for us. We want to get in the community. We want to get our kids involved in the younger kids. We're going to have a Friday Night Lights camp that first week of 2-a-days. Kindergarten through 6, we're going to blow up and run through, have the cheerleaders and all that good stuff. And we're going to get after it a little bit, but we want to try and build that from the ground floor.
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
Coach, I know we talked about it. You actually answered some of my questions in your last question. So let's just talk about how your mind has to flip from being a special teams coordinator at the 5A, 6A level like you were at Tomball to now being a head coach at Olney, where you're having to coach two sides of the ball. And I know you said you've kind of done it before, but now it's, like you said, just being able to having to coach two sides of the ball like during a practice per se.
Yeah. Well, so, I think the biggest thing is taking our time and dividing it in half. I was a defensive tackle coach and special teams coordinator there in Tomball. I've done everything, in those ways. And so what I have to do is look and see how we can organize it. We've got to get our weights in the morning. We've got to get our work in the afternoon. We've still got to find some time for film and things like that. We got to do some different things than what they've done in the past because it's got to be new. Mm-hmm. New is exciting, and so that's one of the big deals that we're going to have to do. But we got to let our coaches coach too. Like I said, I've hired some good dudes, and they're going to get after it. They're going to coach like their pants are on fire, and so hopefully I don't have to do too much. Mm-hmm. I can be there and monitor and help and do whatever I can, but I mean, I expect my dudes to kill it out there. Mm-hmm. I am super excited about seeing what my dudes can do coaching these kids, and these kids are fired up right now. And so, we got to figure out the time and everything, but we're going to be all right. We're going to be fine. I got enough experience that we're going to fix it around a little bit. Special teams is not going to be on the back burner, though. I can tell you that. So everybody that's on our schedule, back burner special teams ain't happening.
There you go. You heard it here first. You got anything else?
No, I'm excited for Coach. The culture he's bringing, the excitement. Not just you can hear his passion in his voice, but also, as he mentioned, the forward pass. Probably kids taking it from shotgun. That's going to excite and bring out more kids because we know, as we talked about, what they like new. And if you see the helmet behind him, it is pretty sweet. So, Coach, I'm excited. I'm glad to have you here today.
Well, I appreciate you guys having me. Anytime we can brag about our kids, brag about our program, it's a great thing. And I, there's so many good people that do stuff like this, but you offering the opportunity for me to come up and talk about our kiddos, and man, 365 days, I gotta wait to do this again, man. I'm disappointed.
Hey, so. You never know. We might come up with an idea where we catch up with you guys, maybe with a phone call or something, because we know you're going to get busy once the season gets started. But unfortunately, we got to wrap this thing up. But man, I'm like Coach Evan. He said you can hear the excitement and the passion in your voice, and we're excited for Olney football. We're excited for you to get there, get your feet going, hit the ground running. We're going to keep up with you guys as much as we can. Obviously, we're bringing you guys on this year. I think. Well, actually, we might have covered you a little bit last year, but. New to us, you're new to us, we're new to you, and Absolutely. We want a healthy relationship with you and all the coaches. But yeah, we're excited for it. We wish you the best of luck this year, and don't be a stranger. Holler at us, or if there's anything we can do, let us know.
Absolutely, go Cubs.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Thank you.